To discuss the latest developments surrounding the Strait of Hormuz, including renewed U.S. military action, the naval blockade, Iran's warnings over wartime control of the waterway, and the broader implications of global trade and regional security, we're joined by import-export specialist and Middle East analyst Mohammad Ghanbari, joining us live from Isfahan. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Sir, the United States has resumed a naval blockade around Iranian ports while continuing strikes on Iranian capabilities. How significant is this escalation and what are its legal and strategic implications?
First of all, thank you a lot for your invitation. Today, USA clearly declared the naval blockade. The goal of the USA from doing this is exactly putting pressure on Iran's economy, especially because one of the most important point of Iran's income is selling oil. So USA, by doing this, wants to increase the pressure but on economical side to be able to achieve some points on the negotiation table.
All right, sir, what is the situation where you are right now and what are you seeing and hearing on the ground?
The matter which is holding in south of Iran is that they continuing attack south of Iran. Today, the Iran's foreign minister Vice had a speech in Iran's television, and he declared that the USA completely somehow signed out from the MOU because they prefer to do not have any useful action about any part of the MOU. So both sides are going to be ready for some periodic fire. As you see today, sometimes in some special points of Iran's island, they attacked Iran, and Iran tried to answer by attacking some of their infrastructure in the region, such as Kuwait and Bahrain.
Can Iran realistically sustain a prolonged confrontation with the United States, in your opinion?
This is important to understand that these fight between Iran and USA, as both sides behave, it's clear that they do not want complete war. Just they try to attack some parts of each other infrastructures. Today they attacked some electrical infrastructures of Iran in Kish Island and other parts of Bandar Abbas. Iran also tried to answer in some specific parts of USA infrastructures in Kuwait and Bahrain. So from their behavior, we can understand that they do not follow a complete war. Just they try to put each other under some pressures, economical and security pressures.
The most important question, are we looking at a limited military confrontation or could this be the beginning of a much wider regional war?
For sure, both sides they prefer to follow limited war because both sides understand that in the 40 days they can be disrupt, they can be under high pressure in economical sector and in the military sector. So at this phase of the war, just they try to follow a limited war.
All right, who has more to lose if this conflict continues for weeks rather than days?
I think that this part will continue for about 2-3 weeks, and USA is doing this the same as before to put Iran's economic situation under high pressure, to put pressure on Iran, and in this way they try to push Iran to the negotiation table. But this time, maybe they want to follow the MOU of Islamabad, but with USA interpretation, not with Iran interpretations in some parts.
Sir, talking about the atmosphere in Iran right now, after the strikes, has the atmosphere changed? And what is that one thing happening in Tehran that probably the world is overseeing or maybe not looking at? Has life changed dramatically in the past 24 hours or the city is trying to carry on as normal despite of the crisis?
Iran's atmosphere is somehow the more sharper than before because Iranians people mostly, as when I talk to them in the street or when I talk to other political analysts, they are somehow worried because Iran did most of its responsibilities based on the MOU. We opened the Strait of the Hormuz. but we didn't achieve anything, and they're bombarding us continuously, and we attack them. But this is important that by doing this, by continuing this process, Iran's infrastructures also can be under pressure, and Iranian elites believe that Iran needs to show reaction sharper than before to make deterrence for USA. Because if Iran's actions was deterrence for them, they wouldn't attack us again by attacking and bombarding Iran like, over and over by the USA. You can understand that Iran needs to change some of its ideas, especially about the naval blockade. Today, I've heard the declaration letter of the IRGC, and they said clearly that when they do not let us export any oil, we do not let the region export any oil. So by these 2 points from the atmosphere of people and the IRGC, we can understand that the reaction of Iran this time about the naval blockade can be sharper than before.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.